wife who does my clothes picked this outfit for me 2 weeks ago. So this is a coincidence, but maybe it's meant to be. So here's an awkward question, but I'll just ask it. If you're aware of any of our show or anything I've done, do you think I'm unfair to you?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you guys do such a great job. I think some of these bits where you guys are coming in on stretchers and you're looking like me on my crutches the other day at the press conference.
It's usually me. That's usually me, John.
We understand, right? The media is kind of what makes this thing go, and you guys get people talking and having these conversations. And, you know, I like to think of it as I'm good at my job if 31 other fan bases do not like me, right? So for you guys, I don't know. If I was in your position, I was hoping everybody would like me, but I think you're going to have 50-50 people that don't like you to people that do like you. So I get it.
Now,
absolutely. That is a fantastic response from Josh Allen. I believe Josh Allen articulated something profoundly insightful here. The primary reason I felt compelled to discuss this clip is his acknowledgement that, as he put it, the media makes this thing go. That represents such a mature, grounded, and self-aware perspective from Josh Allen, who is unequivocally a megastar in this league. It shows a recognition of the importance of these shows, the media landscape as a whole, the fact that we engage in these dialogues and consume this type of content literally around the clock. If there were no media, no surrounding content, and it was solely about the games themselves. I recall when I first began creating videos, people would often comment, and this wasn't directed at me personally, but more a general commentary on sports media. And I still see these remarks occasionally, though less frequently now. They'd say things like, "There's no point in talking about this. We'll just see what happens on Sunday," or "This is all nonsense. People are just making stuff up. It only matters if you win." Comments of that nature. And the implicit conclusion is, well, then there's no point. This entire ecosystem cannot be exclusively about the on-field events, because if it were, you'd simply state, this team won, this team lost. This quarterback had this completion percentage and touchdown total. That quarterback had those numbers. All right, see everyone next week? That approach isn't engaging. It isn't entertaining. That's precisely why I often reference shows like First Things First, because they pose numerous questions. The structure of their segments uses inquiries as a launching pad. They'll pose questions like, can Josh Allen outplay such and such, or similar prompts. Frequently, you might think, is that question even worth asking, let alone answering? Sometimes, questions must be framed in a manner that backs you into a corner, forcing a perspective. I discuss this often. The phrasing can compel you to take a definitive stance. For instance, is Josh Allen more likely to have a Superman performance or a terrible game? On its face, that might seem a somewhat absurd question. Yet, when you obligate yourself to answer it, it invariably spawns a conversation. That is, in a way, what Josh Allen is subtly acknowledging, especially regarding shows like First Things First and their various antics, the props, the dramatic flair. It all serves to keep people talking, entertained, and invested. This is a point I consistently emphasize. If it were solely about the sport, it would be about pure athletic competition. However, its massive popularity is equally about how much people care. If that weren't the case, the NFL wouldn't be the cultural behemoth it is. It would have a profile more akin to the WNBA, which is gaining tremendous traction now due to stars like Caitlin Clark. But historically, mainstream sports media didn't dedicate significant, constant discourse to it. They aren't consistently talking about soccer here, or baseball. The other day, they began discussing tennis, and I thought, what could you all possibly know about tennis right now? It was similarly humorous a few years back when everyone suddenly became experts on women's college basketball. It was as if they'd been devoutly following every football game, every baseball game, every NBA game, and every women's college basketball game all along. The level of discourse directly correlates to where the entertainment value and public interest peak. Other sports have their dedicated channels and shows, their own circles for discussion, but football, and basketball to a significant extent, but definitely football, occupies this mega-popular space because people care about it the most. Consequently, it's discussed the most, and people have an endless desire to keep talking, because there is always a new narrative, a new debate, a new angle. There's inherent entertainment in that very discourse. I love basketball. I genuinely, absolutely adore it. But due to the structure of its season, the regular season can be a grind. The playoffs are insanely exciting, and the 7-game series format creates a phenomenal dynamic, a real back-and-forth saga that is incredibly fun. However, a random regular season game in January, your team can get blown out by 40 points, and it barely registers in the grand scheme. It often doesn't matter. Watching Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes duel in a regular season game, however, does provide a barometer. It does give us a show. It tells us something substantive. It has weight and carries consequences within the playoff race and the broader narrative. So, there are countless instances where I'd rather dissect a segment like this one than break down what the Dallas Mavericks did against the New York Knicks on some random Wednesday in February. I find myself more captivated by the decisions the Atlanta Falcons are making in the front office, or the speculation about Clint Kubiak potentially being hired by the Raiders, or analyzing the Buffalo Bills' offseason acquisitions. That's a testament to how compelling football is and how much it demands from us as fans. Thus, shows, media, punditry, it's all an integral part of the machine. There are times I'll publish a video, and some viewers will respond with, "Well, if you don't like it, then why are you making a video about it?" My counter is always, "But that's part of the interaction." Some content is designed to elicit a reaction, even if that reaction is, "This is ridiculous," though I personally avoid that phrasing. Taking first things. First, as a continued example, they might run a segment like Top 10 Wide Receivers Right Now. Part of the intended engagement is for a segment of the audience to think, this is silly. Why are we doing this? That reaction, in many ways, is a valid and expected part of the ecosystem. It's not my favorite type of engagement, and if everyone consistently finds it dumb, viewership will naturally decline. However, at its core, that reaction, be it, "I disagree," "I hate this," "This is so annoying," or conversely, "I love this," "This is great," "This is spot on," is all part of the spectrum these formats are engineered to trigger. I simply find it remarkably impressive that someone in Josh Allen's position, at the absolute pinnacle of his profession, under immense scrutiny, can possess such a grounded and honest understanding of this entire dynamic. I think it's awesome. It brings to mind the contrasting, often defensive responses we've seen from other players over the years. I won't name specific names beyond Baker Mayfield, as there are plenty I could list, but I'd prefer not to open that particular box and invite unnecessary noise right now. I just really appreciate this answer because Josh Allen could have so easily taken a different tone. He could have said, "Yeah, I do think some of the criticism is unfair. I think some things you guys say are crazy. Hey, I heard you mocked me for showing emotion. Want to talk about that?" He could easily be combative. Easily. He's Josh Allen. It doesn't matter if the Buffalo Bills PR team or the NFL or anyone advised him to be polite because it's a major network appearance. He's Josh Allen. He's at the peak of his powers, not an aging superstar whose influence is waning. He is in his prime. He can say and do virtually whatever he wants. And yet, here he is, fully on board, going along with it, complimenting the show, stating they do an awesome job, that he loves what they do, acknowledging that criticism comes with the territory. I love that. I'll say this, Josh Allen. You should come on this channel, where the criticism is actually fair and the praise is actually fair. My comment section is filled with fans from the other 31 teams who think my analysis is biased, that I defend you too vehemently, or that I don't criticize you enough. It's not my fault I operate in reality. It's not my fault I inhabit the real world. And it just so happens that in that real world, the quarterback wearing number 17 for the Buffalo Bills is the best in the NFL. I don't understand why I catch flack and get yelled at for simply relaying what should be obvious. Those facts aren't my fault. So, Josh, have your people contact my people, though my people are just me, as I don't have a team. Hit me up, let's do an interview, let's make it happen. Realistically, it's not going to happen. I'm essentially talking into the void here. But it would be pretty cool, maybe one day. You never know. I genuinely appreciate a segment like this. Initially, when I saw that Josh Allen was going on the show, they teased it earlier, I saw it on the bottom line and was skeptical. I don't always love player interviews, to be honest, because they can often devolve into generic, platitude-filled exchanges. I'm just trying to be the best player I can be. Coach is one of the best I've ever had. My teammate is a great locker room guy. It can be painfully formulaic. But this caught my interest because I saw the chyron referencing criticism from Nick, and I thought, okay, let's see how this plays out. I watched it in real time alongside all of you, and I truly loved his reply. His simple acknowledgement that the media makes this go is profoundly true. Without these shows, without these conversations, without our collective ability to engage with all of it, the games would simply start and stop on Sunday. It would be, game happens, it ends, and that's it. There would be nowhere to go for analysis on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The off-season would be a vast desert of nothingness. I love that we have this entire apparatus. It's awesome, it's great, and it's why I have no problem engaging with hypotheticals, random deep dives, good-natured poking of fun, even what some might call trolling, and my own reactions to various storylines. Your reactions to those storylines, to the players, to my commentary. It's all part of this interconnected system. I often refer to it as the sports ecosystem, the sports talk universe. We are genuinely fortunate to be participants in this massive, vibrant ecosystem because the alternative is rather bleak. Before all this existed, you had radio shows, newspapers, maybe a monthly magazine like Sports Illustrated. Is that even still in print? Access to content and discussion was severely limited. Now, we have access to everything. There's an overwhelming amount of content and crazy narratives in every direction in the world, which is fine, but sports remains the ultimate bubble, the ultimate escape. Without all these shows, conversations, and the access we have to players, teams, media, and fan interactions, this entire culture wouldn't sustain itself. The fact that it exists and thrives is amazing. So I deeply appreciate that Josh Allen fully comprehends that, respects it, speaks openly about it, and possesses the maturity to understand his role within it. That's part of why he's the best. He just is. But those are merely my perspectives. I am absolutely eager to hear yours. What are all of your thoughts on Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, and the criticism that figures like Nick Wright direct his way? I'll state it plainly. A significant portion of it is absolutely unfair. The statistics are often cooked, manipulated, and twisted to fit a narrative that doesn't reflect reality. There should perhaps be a cartoon graphic with my face superimposed, egging him on. Yeah, Josh, do it. Prove them wrong. Do it. That would be pretty amusing. Something akin to a hype man meme, though I'm considerably larger in stature. But I digress. Those are my thoughts. I am absolutely eager to hear yours. What do you all think about the media's role, Josh Allen's nuanced response, and the specific criticism from pundits like Nick Wright? Is it fair? Is it not? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me vehemently, let's engage in some discussions. Let's have some spirited fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun with it. Please consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and would absolutely love for you to be a part of it. My goal is to foster something we all feel genuinely connected to, something we are excited to participate in. I believe we are well on our path to achieving that. Also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so very much.